Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Morgan Venter. I live in South Africa, zone 11A to 12B. Gets really hot, and that's probably why my tomatoes are looking like this. In today's video, I'm going to be speaking about a few things that I have learned growing tomatoes. Alright, and the first thing I want to say is the tomatoes, the way they're looking now, I'm going to explain to you what I think happened. This video is not at all a how to grow tomatoes and what to do because of this and stuff like that. I'm just explaining my experience with the tomatoes and what has happened and what I think is the cause. So these beds dried out so quickly because there was so much plant root mass under the ground absorbing so much water all at the same time. So that's why a lot of the leaves started browning and curling like this. That's not early blight because the entire leaf has just gone brown. Early blight is like this, where it kind of goes yellow and spotty. That's the early blight. These other ones have just gone completely brown and crispy. So yeah, not really too great. I am going to be taking out all of these tomatoes because none of them are going to perform even the slightest. They finished. They are completely finished. It was a big fail, big flop. Never going to be doing this setup again. And I'm going to be planting bell peppers. I'm going to go back to the old trusted, the old faithful. Bell peppers have done really well in the past for me, and same mistake, I planted them too close together, and the ones that were a little bit far apart did better, and I had small peppers in the ones that were close together. So there wasn't a pest or a disease or something that came and just wiped out the entire thing. I just got smaller peppers overall, which was not too bad, but it could have been better if I planted them more spaced out. So I'm going to be taking all of this out. I'm going to be installing my drip irrigation system, and then I'm going to be planting bell peppers, and I'm also going to be planting them 2 emitters apart from each other. So usually you'd plant at every emitter. I'm going to start. There was thunder. Yeah, that's very nice. I wonder if it's going to start raining while I'm filming because it's actually pretty overcast. I'm going to plant 1 bell pepper, leave a space, plant a bell pepper. So there's going to be an emitter that's kind of just going to be wetting the soil, like not really watering anything, but that's fine. I'm going to start off with as much space as possible, and then I'll see, okay, they performed extremely well, I can make them a little bit closer, or this is perfect, I'm not going to change it, we'll see. But yeah, these tomatoes 100% are coming out. And another thing with the spacing situation that I had, with tomatoes especially, it's not a good idea to water on top of your plants because that excess moisture causes the bacteria and the fungal diseases and soil-borne diseases. And sometimes if you water from the top and it gets wet and the soil splashes onto the leaves, bad idea. So that's probably what has happened here as well, because I didn't have drip irrigation on these beds until, well, I'm still going to install it, but I used to water them by hand with a watering can, and I'm quite sure that that was another reason why they were doing so badly. Because as much as I tried to water on the ground, the stems got splashed, some of the lower leaves got splashed, and just by genuinely watering and moving the can to another row or walking past watering on the side, sometimes it does splash on there. I am going to be installing the drip irrigation, and I'm sure that that's going to be a much better option than, oh, I'm not sure, I know it's going to be, guaranteed it's going to be. And these beds at the moment have got 6 rows, so 6 like this, and I don't know how many tomatoes across, but there's 6 that way. And according to the calculations, to find out how much drip irrigation, how many drip tubes and whatever, and drip emitters you need, each bed is only supposed to have 3 rows, and I have 6 rows in each bed, so that's twice as much as it should be, and guaranteed they are planted too close this way as well. So it was just a whole big flop. It was 100%, it was just a big flop. These tomatoes, really, I feel bad because I was really asking for too much. I was really asking for too much. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Those are the few points: the watering on top, the spacing, and then the early blight because of watering on top and the spacing. I think that kind of correlates together. So yeah, that's just a little update on the tomatoes. if you do have tomatoes, or if you're wanting to plant tomatoes, I would highly recommend to space them out, give them enough water on top of the plants, and do a decent trellising job. The trellising was fine here, it was just that they were too close together. So the Florida weave is all fun with regards to trellising. But yeah, phew, just a really big flop. Kind of disappointing, but also I'm not too disappointed because I am still, this is November now, so it is the last month of spring. September, October, November, yeah, the last month of spring. So I still have 3 months of summer, and then I can kind of go into June, July, maybe August, June, where it's still kind of warm that I can maybe grow in. So yeah, and as well, these shade cloth covers that I have on top here will work perfectly for bell peppers as well. I do know that because a lot of people have suffered from sun scald on their peppers, and these shade cloth are going to work perfectly. So that's kind of like a wasn't planning on, but it works out perfectly situation. So that's gonna be really cool. Yeah, so that's basically all I have to say about my tomatoes. Really sad, unfortunate turn of events, but it is what it is. We learn from there, and I will not, with anything, I will not be planting them too close together. I will plant them far apart, give them enough space, enough water, make them comfortable. So yeah, not really going to be trying to force as much as I can. I'm going to kind of grow as they were intended with the amount of space and the amount of water and stuff like that. I'm not gonna, because this was a little bit extreme, I will admit it. Now that I look back, it's like, whoa dude, like it's crazy, like it's really close together. So yeah, as we learn, as we go through the process, that's going to be a big learning curve for me. I hope you guys learned a little something in today's video as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you really enjoyed. Also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and until next time, have a wonderful day and stay active.